Hi, I'm Una. You're very welcome to my channel. I was very excited when I discovered this technique. I haven't seen anybody using it before, but I think it's great. I turned my die into a stamp by backing it with 2 layers of foam. This craft foam is inexpensive and available in your local hobby shop. I cut the piece of foam directly behind the die to be the same shape as the die because when I was inking it up I didn't want any excess ink to transfer onto the paper. I just wanted ink from the raised cutting edges of the die. I played around with the placement until I found the spot where the images would not overlap. In fact, you'll see later that I ended up turning over this piece of buff coloured card. It's a 4-inch square and you can see that it's as if I'm stamping. And I'm stamping with the raised edge of the cutting die. This wreath builder is enormous fun. I have made 2 other videos showing how to use the Gina K wreath builder, one showing basic techniques and one a little bit more advanced, and you might like to check those out. But when I have finished turning my 4-inch panel 8 rotations, I end up with a perfect circle of hugs words, all perfectly positioned. For this technique, you'd have to choose a die that wasn't too long. But I'm sure if you looked through your stash, you'd find suitable word dies for using this technique. So clean it off and disassemble the stamp so that I can use the die as the manufacturer intended to cut out these lovely words. And for this first one, I'm using a metallic cardstock. It's a champagne gold. It's a shade that I absolutely love. Layering up 3 layers of white cardstock to give dimension to the word, and then putting the metallic card on top. Using high-tack, fast-tack glue in a Gina K bottle. And I think this creates a really gorgeous embellishment. I make 8 of those from champagne gold, a sort of a dull gold, silver, and a bright gold, it's a very greenish gold. 2 of each, 8 in total. Adhere them down to where I had stamped with the die, getting perfect placement because I could see exactly where the words needed to go, and I'm really happy with this. I put the word sending in the centre. That's one I just keep handy on my craft desk. I use it so often. And this little stamp is from the occasional labels set from Mama Elephant. I just received it in the post the day before yesterday and I'm really excited to use it. I think it looks gorgeous. Stamped in black and many other colours. This tool hasn't seen the light of day in my craft room for many years, and I'm delighted I thought of it for this because I love the way it rounded the corners on this piece for me. It was just the finishing touch for the corners that was needed. And I'm very pleased with the way things are shaping up. These 3D design markers I bought really cheaply in my local store. It's a Crelando set and I used that gold to create these embellishments, these enamel dots. I make them on plastic packaging. That's the Mama Elephant set. Christina Werner used it in many videos. I'm really looking forward to using it some more. And this is the card. I matted it. I matted the panel on some more champagne gold metallic cardstock. For the second card, I used this high die, and it was much easier to back with foam because of the shape of the die. But again, I used it very successfully like a stamp to show me exactly where to put the words. And look, no damage whatsoever to my pad and no damage whatsoever to the die. I cut out 24 of the high words because I wanted to use 2 for stacking for dimension and I wanted to colour the top one with my Spectrum Noir markers. The first one I coloured in red and then I wanted to colour the sides because I didn't want the white showing. Now with the second one, you'll see I coloured the 3 pieces individually, the outside edges of the 2 pieces that are used for stacking, and then the top one completely. This is much better. This is a very good tip. If you ever want to do this and not have white sides on your die cut, colour them first and then adhere them together. It works much better. So I chose colours, a rainbow of colours to complete the 8 of those. You can see them there across the top. I decided to use this script stamp as a background for the whole panel, and I'm using a very light ink, so you can't even, I think you probably can't see much at all here, but you will at the end when I show some close-up photographs. That's the stamp, scripty stamp from Hero Arts, and a Grout grey from My Favourite Things. I'm sure I'll get a lot of use out of that Grout grey. I got it in the post the other day. I didn't have a really light grey in my stash, and it's just what I wanted. So I adhered all the high words. Now I must admit, those dots on the tiddles on the eyes were a bit fiddly to put together, but it was worth it. Isn't that gorgeous? This tool hasn't seen the light of day in my craft room for about 20 years. I think I got it in London about 20 years ago. And it's a compass cutter, so I cut out a circle with it. This die set from, stamp set rather, from Sweet Dixie has this lovely sentiment in it, just because I was thinking of you. I used the compass cutter to cut a circle because I have 3 sets in my stash and none of them was the right size for the centre of the wreath. But the compass cutter did a perfect job on cutting the exact size I needed. So I stamp with Onyx black ink and use clear embossing powder and heat it up till it's smooth and melted. And it's just the perfect size. Now I lost my next piece of video. It somehow got corrupted. But you can see here how I finished it off. I popped up that sentiment with a couple of layers of card, and I put Stupendous Sparkle embossing powder on the edge of the circle in the centre and on the edge of the panel as well. And it's a really nice finishing touch. You can see it there. Just adds that extra special touch. And I used some Nuvo Aqua Shimmer pen as well. And there's the original card. Really pleased with both of them. I do hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll come back to Una's Crafty Cards. If you would subscribe to my channel, I would be so thrilled. Some more videos here that you might like to watch. Would you give this video a thumbs up? That's really important for me, and I would just love to talk to you. So please do leave a comment. And these are such strange times. I am so concerned for you all. Please do take great care. All the best. Bye.